Let's talk about meat stock, because this is another big piece of the GAPS nutrition plan and a way to help heal the gut.
Absolutely. Meat stock is the staple of the GAPS diet. Why? Because we want collagen. Not bone broth, please. People are confused in the world. There are two things. There's the bone broth and there is the meat stock. In the GAPS protocol, we make meat stock. What is meat stock? You take a chunk of animal without removing anything out of it. A leg of a lamb or a leg of a pork, pig, or a feet of the pig, or a whole head of the pig with the skin on and the bone inside and everything else. Nothing's removed. You put it in a pan, you fill it up with water, you add some salt and pepper, and you cook it for a few hours until the meat becomes soft and it falls off the bone. And the liquid that results from it is called meat stock. It's clear, it's delicious, you can drink it as it is, you can add some vegetables into it and make soup from it. You can chop up that meat from that you made it with and return it into the soup, and that makes a meal in itself, and that is the GAPS soup. When you say the word soup to people in the Western world, they see something from a tin that you microwave made with water. That is not soup, that's an abomination. The real soup that people used to eat for thousands of years is what I've just described. And why do we want that? Because, I'm a farmer. I love my animals. And when we slaughter an animal, the least I can do is not to waste any morsel of it. There's only so many kilograms of pure muscle mass that people call meat. Because in the Western world, when you say the word meat, people see steak. Without fat, without anything, that you do 3 minutes on each side, medium rare, whatever. That's what they see. When you say the word meat in a traditional society, they see the whole animal. And that's how I see it. And the majority of the carcass of the animal is connective tissue. It's tough. You can't chew it without thorough cooking, without cooking it for a few hours in water. You can't do it on 3 minutes on each side. It's fascia, it's ligaments, it's capsules, it's bones, it's joints, it's organs, it's bone marrow, it's the whole thing. So people lived close to nature. People had farms for thousands of years. So when they would slaughter their animal, they could not just take a few kilograms of fillet steak and throw the rest away. No. They would take a chunk of animal. And what is the majority of the body of this animal is made of? It's made out of a protein called collagen. That's the connective tissue. And that's what the majority of your body is made of. Collagen, exactly the same molecule. All your fascia, your ligaments, capsules of your joints, capsules of your organs, capsules of your muscles, all the supporting structures. What holds your body together are these structures made out of this tough, elastic protein called collagen. There are some other proteins there as well in a smaller proportion, such as elastin and some other proteins, but majority of it is collagen. And remember, your body renews itself all the time. Cells die, they get renewed. So in order to maintain the physical structure of your body, and because 3/4 of all protein in your body is collagen, you need to keep piling collagen in. Where do you get that collagen from? From that meat stock, from that soup, because majority of meats that people ate were made as a soup. They would take a chunk of animal, they would boil it, they will drink the stock, they will make soup with that stock, and they will eat every morsel of that gelatinous, collagenous meats on the bone. And then they would bang the bone marrow out of the bone and eat that as well. And they will eat the organs as well. So people consumed collagen in large amounts on a daily basis for all of our existence on our planet until the last few decades, when people separated themselves from nature, started living in cities, buying food in supermarkets wrapped up in plastic. They don't even know where it's coming from, and what animal it comes from. And people started thinking that meat is just fillet steak. It's just pure muscle with nothing else. Eating pure muscle without fat is actually not good for us. That's been proven. You have to have, for every mouthful of muscle that you eat of the animal, you have to have the same mouthful of fat. You must eat these two together. Only then it will do you good. Because remember, your body is 50-50, protein and fat. The dry weight of your body, the dry part of your body. You have to have both, and they have to come together. And when we eat an animal, we have to eat everything from that animal, every little bit of it. And majority of it is collagen. And that is what meat stock will provide us with. Bone broth is very different. Bone broth is a poor man's meat stock. This was, for, again, millennia. People will collect bones that were left from their meals that were already stripped off completely. They were cooked, stripped off, and they just thought, what can we do with these bones? It's a pity to throw them away, because they don't even decay, these bones. So they would put them in the pot, they will fill it with water, and they would add something acidic to it. A whole lemon squeezed in it would work, or some vinegar added into that water. And that acidity will leach calcium out of the bones when they cook and cook and cook for days and days, for a week. You just cook and cook and cook those bones until the acidity in the water leaches all the calcium out to the point that you can crush that bone with your hand. It becomes soft. You can give it to chickens, you can give it to the dog, pigs will eat it with pleasure, And the stock that results from that is very rich in minerals and amino acids. But it doesn't have much collagen in it. We want collagen in the GAPS nutrition protocol. Another problem with bone broth is that it's very rich in glutamic acid, which is an excitotoxin, and that can cause a lot of problems for people who have any mental problems. And even people who don't have mental problems might get it. And also glutamic acid might be a problem for people who have allergies and who have histamine responses and mast cell activation disorder and some other problems. So we don't recommend bone broth for at least 2 years for GAPS people. You can accumulate your bones that were left from your meals in the freezer and then start making the bone broth after you've healed your gut and healed your body and you feel well, and you don't want to waste this wonderful resource, the bones.
How do you feel about collagen supplements? High quality, obviously. Any value? You're shaking your head no.
They are processed. They're industrially processed. They're damaged. And no matter what manufacturer tells you, from my clinical perspective, a bowl of soup a day will work much better than any supplement. Eat a bowl of soup every day. And in a bowl of good soup, good stock, that after you've made it, when you put it in the fridge, it sets as a jelly. It becomes solid. Literally, you can pick it with a fork and eat it like, a piece of something solid. That's how, in a helping of that soup, in a bowl of that soup, you'll get probably 2 bottles of that supplement for pennies. It's the cheapest way to supplement yourself with collagen, and you're getting the best collagen.
You mentioned a few hours when we're making the meat stock. You did mention bringing it to a boil. What temp will you cook that throughout that 3 hours?
You bring it up to boil, then cover it with a lid and reduce to a minimum so it simmers.
Got it. So simmering. Okay.
That's right. Depending on what kind of stove you're using. I would use conventional stoves. I would never use microwaves. You're destroying the food on a fundamental level. Microwaves cause cancer. They turn food cancerous. And I would not use induction stoves either. I would use traditional stoves.
For somebody that's going to give this meat stock a go, myself included, this will be new to me, what animal would you recommend for a first go?
If you like pork, start with pig's feet or pork hock. The lower part of the leg of the pig. Just put it in a pan, cover it with water so it just covers the water. Salt, pepper. You can put a whole onion there if you want. And leave it there for about 3-4 hours until the meat is soft. It'll be beautiful. Or a whole chicken. Put a whole chicken. And you want chicken feet, if you can get them, and giblets as well to put in there. That chicken cooks in a couple of hours.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
The human body is a microbial community, and because food is the most powerful influence on any microbial community, then food becomes the most powerful medicine for the human body. And GAPS nutritional protocol is designed to bring